series, and is there anything that Virtus.Pro.Prodigy can take from that?
I think a lot of it was strategic with the draft and also setting Limp up for success in the mid lane. He had just these really good favorable matchups in multiple games. He was getting solo kills in several of the games. So I think the mid lane was a big part of that, which I don't think Prodigy is necessarily taken away with this draft. I would also say Alliance just pressured them a lot in like the early game laning stage. I think a big part of that was those strong lanes. So
yeah,
we'll see what Prodigy can do, because they have got relatively strong lanes, at least as far as their support's go. Bane and Rubik, definitely two heroes that can apply a lot of pressure here in these lanes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that, and I agree with the fact that it feels like Virtus.Pro.Prodigy did not take those lessons for themselves and really apply them. Maybe they tried to. Maybe they wanted to be able to get strong lanes. After all, they did draft the Bat Rider. But because they have shown this safe lane but Tub of Mana Batten, he actually is going to level up his passive right away to see if they can get an early first blood onto safe. Never a fan of taking the outpost for, like, no real reason. You know? I feel like it just causes you a lot of grief and may let the enemy team set up on you.
Yeah, I guess they do it with the support, so maybe you keep the core hidden, but with just the two heroes there, you took way too much damage there. It was not a good trade, and you just take it right back. So,
well, what was a good trade was the bounties. They do manage to get 3.
Okay. 3 out of 4. It looks like neither team doing anything unexpected with the lanes just yet. Both teams going for the standard 2-1-2 setup. All cores playing in their expected assigned lanes and roles. So nothing crazy. We won't be in for any kind of lane swaps. I feel like we've had a lot of games where teams are just running cores across the map to try to get the right lanes. This time around, both teams just happy with the standard setup.
Yeah, and I guess that makes... I guess I would have expected maybe Virtus.Pro.Prodigy to try and get the Bat Rider versus Beastmaster and see how Troll Abaddon works out. Because I think that matchup goes well for you.
Yeah. If they're gonna pick this Bat Rider with that 4th pick, I would have. Yeah, it seems like you'd normally expect it to be for a more specific like lane counter or just with a more specific purpose. Right now, it just seems like, oh, we're just picking an off-laner and it gets counter-picked. Oh, we're gonna still play him there. Whatever, it's fine.
Save. He's gonna try and suicide 2 neutrals, and he does do so. Gone for 25 seconds, but at least he pulled the Enchantress all around the map. Yeah. Our mid matchup, the Dragon Knight versus Morphling. We've heard this talked about a number of times, but the big problem is the Morphling can just full agility a lot of times because Dragon Knight is not the best at pressuring him.
Yeah. Even until you get like level 6 and have that range form, anytime Nisha wants to pop any regen, he's going full agi if Breathe Fire's on cooldown.
Another 100% win rate in this game is Secret Support Sniper. They've played this, I think, 9 times now. Very similar pick rate and win rate to their Lone Druid. So we'll see if that Lone Druid is especially a big problem because it is a core pickup they can grab so early, but their Sniper, they draft a little bit more carefully. But when it does show up, it is always a big impact.
Yeah. So far, this bottom lane's going really poorly for Secret. And perhaps this is why they didn't want the Bat down here, because Troll is actually a lane counter to Beastmaster, and with the Bane, like Sniper as a support until he's like level 3 is very weak in lane, I feel. Or at least a laning liability.
Well, they do manage to get the first blood finally. Save. It survived one too many times, it seems, and finally does go down. Looks like DM may be cutting some creep waves now as the lane begins to get a bit more difficult. And I suppose that's part of it as well. If they're okay with the, they like the Troll Beastmaster matchup, and if DM's saying, well, guys, I don't have to win my lane by, sticky napalm the enemy hero. I can just pull creeps, and that's okay too. But Puppey, using that early golem to great effect, gets one stone thrown out, breaks apart as the death timer goes out, and then was able to get 2 more boulders afterwards. A ton of damage.
He's got another double boulder toss in 10 seconds. DM is going to take a lot of damage from those.
Now he's got the Satyr Mind Stealer as well, ready to go with the mana burn.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing about this Mud Golem is you do get, when it dies, you get an extra creep out of it. So Puppey juking it out. He may go down here, but he's putting a lot of pressure and forcing a lot of regen on DM, and he's just juking him. He's going to play around this perfectly fine and turn and get the kill.
He's going to try and get the kill, but it's too much damage from the creeps. Puppey kills him first. It does double up the creep wave, so it may push into DM, but still a big problem here for Virtus.Prodigy, as these lanes are not going quite as well as they would have hoped. Still, top CS is the troll, though. So, everything for Epileptic Kid.
Yeah, I think it's very much a case of, okay, as long as you're keeping supports busy and Enchantress is staying top, you don't want a scenario where Abba gets a free lane and Ench then can rotate bottom, start grabbing creeps there and pressuring the Troll's farm. Troll doing fantastic, maybe getting a kill here because Save is rotated down.
Oh, what?
That was not in the net. He just canceled.
He canceled. And Prodigy knows it too. They're going to tip Zai. Yeah. And I really don't think Zai's the one to tilt over mistakes, but who knows? I very rarely see Zai make those kind of silly mistakes.
That was very unexpected. In the mid lane, Ein's invis here. Oh ho ho, I like it. I was waiting to see if he went Agimorph and Ein tried to invis Brain Sap him, but he says, we'll just double nuke him. They just combo it, and Nisha was not ready for the burst. Yeah, the Morphling was beginning to stretch his advantage in CS over the Dragon Knight. Not anymore, though. Dead. FN will catch up. And what a big win. He's probably up in net worth if I had to guess on the DK after that kill and the fact that he doesn't really have to buy as much regen as the Morphling. Going to try and go for the 5-minute bounty rune. Ein does manage to grab it. The Centaur immediately woken up by the sniper and gets the stomp, but there's no damage to follow this. And a 3-for-1. Yeah. Big reason why Prodigy is currently up by 1K. They're playing this lane stage really well, and that's with Puppy's Enchantress like owning top lane. Just the rotations in the early game, Ein on the Bane, Rubik ganking bottom. I mean, Zai's misplay helps him a little bit and is part of that laning stage, but it just feels like DM's getting a lot despite having that kind of slightly tough matchup. Save's going to come in again, Nisha. Got to be careful here. Was able to morph strength and waveform away before the double nukes of Brain Sap and Fade Bolts come in, but it looks like the supports are more here just to pressure the Morphling away and see if they can get some good damage on this mid tower nice and early. Yep, they're going to just spam out the wave, pressure the tower. Morphling's kind of a bit too low to do much about this. He's hoping for a 6-minute rune bottom and Puppy camping top, so they're going to get the rune. Oh, he gets a DD too. Yeah. Prodigy, they don't want to stick around any longer. I don't think Nisha's going to pop that DD, go straight for Save. He immediately falls. FN being slowed down by the double shrapnels. He's going to fall as well. An opportune double damage for Nisha. Bull stops this push and gets him a big win. What a dream rune for that timing there. Morphling, one of the heroes that utilizes DD best as well. Plus 100 damage out of it. Absolutely brutal for Prodigy. But big part of the game and these early game rotations is controlling those runes, and Secret, like you say, very opportunistic of them, but they're the ones who had heroes on both runes to make sure they got it. Even having vision of runes can be really important even if you don't get it yourself. DM in some trouble here, being chased down. Yapsor is does have one shrapnel left, so is DM rounds this corner. He's going to throw it out. DM takes a little bit of damage. The ensnare's there to cancel TP. DM needs to get himself into fog. He's going to cop a tier 2 tower shot. The courier's going to reveal him. Can the troll get there? Nope, not fast enough. That was a really nice courier play. But yeah, things will even up thanks to that defense of the mid-tier 1 tower. That was a big commitment from VP.Prodigy, that Secret not just repel, but get kills out of. But while all that's going on, Troll, of course, continuing to free farm. Epileptic Kid going for Battle Fury as he, I think, always has done on Troll this tournament. He's going to be playing much more kind of slow-paced, carry-style Troll Warlord. Yeah, really true, too. I think that was part of the problem that we had with Virtus.Prodigy was the fact that they weren't really embracing the hard Epileptic Kid carry. The side lane quaps that we've seen from them, we've definitely had a lot of criticism for that. It just feels like it wasn't them. And, well, a little bit of a tech issue here, but yeah, it just feels like there should have been more. That is just our Observer PC, so hopefully we'll get back into it real quick. Don't worry, everybody. Nothing's really happening here. After all, it's only 8 minutes, so nobody's really trying to do anything right now. DM gets a little low at top. That's about it. What they? Oh, DM, he's still getting chased. Yeah, maybe he may actually die. I don't think that miscoil's enough. At level 1, it's not going to do enough damage, but maybe he can flush him into Nisha. No, he does kill him. Okay.
Damn, the level 2 miscoil comes out. He skilled it for the kill.
Yeah, he had the point save for borrowed time, and he was like, nah, getting this kill. The one thing they missed was some ward mind games. Ein denied his own observer ward, and then YapzOr wasted the sentry.
Oh.
Big plays.
Big brain plays right there. VP.Prodigy bringing their 2 supports once again to a tower push. This time it's at bottom lane. The Siege Wagon not able to do that much damage, though.
Yeah, perhaps learning their lesson or just playing a bit more cautiously after what happened mid, not to force these towers too much. I think Troll's probably just saying, like, guys, I don't want to be pressuring a tower with 3 heroes when there's creeps to be hit in the jungle. It's kind of more his job on Epileptic Kid just to keep accelerating. If DK wants to push with them, sure, that's one thing, but Troll is not really the hero to take objectives right now.
How effective do you think this Troll is going to be late game? Because I see Abaddon, we're watching this Troll farm, and I see Abaddon has queued up this Radiance for his safe laner. He's getting total free farm there. You still have a Morphling mid, who's going to be a big problem as well.
I think it's still pretty good. Troll, like a farm Troll has been one of the better answers to Morphling as a carry. I think all the status resist that you get from Satanic, and often you see the Satanic with SMY, is really good against like the Sniper Assassinate, against the Beastmaster Roar. So I like their chances late game with this Troll. But at the same time, Secret have some good answers himself.
A little bit more effort here to push FN away. Bring a bunch of heroes to defend that tower. It looks like Bounty Runes are going to be out in the open as well. And what do we end up getting? Looks like maybe 2 for 2. Was that another 3?
I think another 3 for 1 by the look, at least looking at the chart.
What is with VP.Prodigy and their Bounty Runes, man? They're getting them all.
They're just playing the economy game. They've got 2 kills only, but they've got themselves a gold lead. If not for that mid lane tier 1 tower defense with the DD rune, they would be up probably at least 1k gold, maybe close to 2k. But they're playing a farm game. DM's gone for this Boots of Travel Windlace build, so he's super fast and mobile. Playing into very few stuns, so his game looks really good. And Beastmaster bottom getting gone on Zai, just level 5. He's having a really rough game.
They're going to finish him off with a Fate Bolt. Matumba Man's going to come in a bit too late to bail out his ally, but maybe he can kill Save. But it's a Rubik versus an Abaddon. And that is a matchup that is going to plague Secret for the rest of the game. Easy Aphotic Shield steals.
Yeah, and this is something we're going to probably see more of this game that is going to make it difficult for Secret, is their just lack of playmaking with these 3 cores. Beastmaster is their only real playmaker here, and Zai's had a miserable laning stage.
Look at this move. Abaddon shows up bottom lane. Okay, everybody run at top. We're going to kill whoever's here, and we're going to take that tower.
Really heads up from Prodigy. They're just 1 step ahead of Secret so far. And Epileptic is making the perfect move up here to continue farming, taking a tier 1 tower. Matu making a trade down bottom, but I think Prodigy's okay with this. They just know they're getting a support kill, they're getting control of the top jungle, free uncontested tower. They're happy to kind of trade farm.
Yeah, and this safe lane tower being gone for the Radiant side is going to be a lot more powerful once they finish off that mid tower, too. Yep. Completely exposes the dire jungle, and that mid tower is only at 187 HP. So it looks like FN left it just above that 10% line of potential deny and is ready for one last push. He's got a Blink Dagger now to go with that push, potentially. Probably just needs some allies to work with.
Yeah, it doesn't show it. He backs off from the creeps mid to pick it up and probably go for a smoke here with Ein, who's got double smokes on Bane. DM joins him as well, so we're going to see a nice impactful blink reveal here, potentially. The lack of heroes showing mid may be a bit of a telling sign for Secret.
Yeah, there's pretty much nobody showing on the map because Troll's farming jungle. Save, he's going to get spotted in this bottom lane.
Yeah, Ein doesn't even stay with DK. He goes off to plant some wards. He had 3 observers, so he's just saying, look, if you can find a kill without me, go for it. I want to get down some deep wards.
Sniper's going to show up just as they give up on that smoke and just go for the tower. They're immediately going to pop the glyph here, but it looks like Secret have given up hope defending this tower for any longer.
Yeah, at this point, Secret's draft is in kind of let's farm for our mid-game items. The Abba especially needs his Radiance. Beastmaster's in full catch-up mode, as was bottom 2 net worth for a while. He's still bottom 3 as a core, so it's a tough game for Zai, who only now finishes a 13-minute Necrobook. We often see those item timings on SAP, and this is one of those where he's probably well behind the Necro 1 average as far as rushing this item goes.
I don't get how like Secret can do this, by the way. We watch them in these games, and they always seem to... Something about their farming patterns is so perfect that they seem to get farm on everybody. Because this is kind of greedy lineup. You just outlined everybody needs farm, and that even includes Puppey, who he's the one who's been sitting up here collecting this farm and is working towards a Spirit Vessel.
The no-boot Spirit Vessel. Puppey just recognizes an item that can potentially help and change this game and says, I'm just going to rush this, don't need no boots. He's the one taking over that top dead lane and saying, look, none of my cores want to play up here because you're just going to get picked off. I'll take the farm, and if I die like we saw earlier, not the biggest deal. It's an Enchantress.
I would love Prodigy to get super aggressive at this point. I mean, if every single one of these heroes is still missing their item, right? No Radiance for Matama Man, Morphling needs to farm more, Aghanim Scepter is far away for Yapsor, you just got your Necro 1 on Zai, like, the list goes on and on and on. Like, surely you can exploit this timing, right?
I think so, and Zai is kind of, even though he's got his Necro 1, he's using this to farm, not to fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight until his cores are ready to fight because of how behind he is. It's not one of those games where Beastmaster is steamrolling over. So if you look at the difference in the offlane, is you're probably Prodigy should be saying, yeah, we're way stronger. Let's go fight.
Okay, this time they're going to show the Troll in the mid lane and once again go for a smoke. The Aether Lens was just complete for the Rubik. FN still has that Blink Dagger. He just needs to be able to find a kill for it. They gave up on bounty runes, though, for this. They actually gave up, I think, all 4. They are going to find the opening onto the Enchantress. Not that big of a kill, though. Especially as Puppey had already completed his Spirit Vessel and still has the money for boots as well.
Yep, so pretty even game in terms of overall net worth, despite Prodigy feeling like, at least for now, they're in control. That could quickly change. Secret's going to get those items fairly soon.
Aphotic Shield immediately removing that Primal Roar, but the slows from these boards are too much for them to handle.
Yeah, it just feels like when you're playing Secret, there's always they're going to punish any small mistakes, and that's exactly what happens there. And considering they're kind of playing from behind and waiting on these key items, this game's going at a pretty nice pace for them. They're not getting pressured too much. They're not getting really ran at in a way where Prodigy is able to take advantage of having this early Blink Dagger on DK. And it does feel like we're going to be headed to this scary mid-game where Secret come online with this Morphling E-Blade.
And that's why the play is to smoke, smoke, smoke again, I think, but they are underneath the Hawk, so if they were to smoke, not that they have one, it would be a problem. Looks like maybe they were just afraid of FN being gone on or something. They just group up in the mid lane. Epileptic Kid, meanwhile, farming very aggressively with his Battle Fury. And is spotted here by this defensive ward. You notice this, by the way? Prodigy and Secret have had, like, the same ward placements. Like, this is the second time I've seen a ward right on top of another.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice spot because it's outside of the sentry range from the cliff. But yeah, I guess maybe they've been watching each other and just saying, oh, I like those ward spots, and taking away from each other.
FN slowed down a bit at the top lane. We don't have any Spirit Vessel charges, though, so I'm not sure how they plan to really pressure this Dragon Knight.
It feels like one of those games where Prodigy's now going to head...
Oh, really?
Nisha.
Nisha just blindly jumps down into this high ground and is immediately going to be Fiend Script and targeted by Epileptic Kid.
Odd.
What?
Wave forming in. I don't... Yeah, he's going to regret that one.
He certainly is, because now some of his allies are going to be caught as well. Yapsor is going to be pulled back to his doom from the lasso. And finally, Prodigy, they got the pickoffs they were kind of looking for with these last couple of smokes. They was just kind of given to them for free.
Yeah, it seemed like they just resorted to like, okay, our blink timing and smoke ganks didn't work. Let's just farm up on Troll and go for late game. And then suddenly they're farming and a Morphling waves into them. So they're like, okay, I guess we'll take a kill now. Smoking was not the way to go. So
Tier 2 items are up, so Prodigy not going to try and make any moves with those pickoffs. Just go back to farming.
Yep. We'll see if anything crazy comes out. Secret, we're very close to having the Radiance with the E-Blade, but now Nisha needs a little bit more farm to get there.
Any key items coming in? Looks like Pipe is going to be built for the Bat Rider. We almost have S and Y is going to be the next choice for Epileptic Kid. He is spotted by Hawk, immediately removed as they have a nice Ward Sentry combination here on the high ground.
Yeah, that was Secret smoked up, but it doesn't look like they want to go running it. A Troll Waller, not the best target. If you don't burst him, he's going to ulti and turn around on you. Although his ulti was on cooldown for about 5 seconds. I don't believe Secret were aware of that cooldown.
That's Sentry there. He's going to be able to find the ward. Puppy going to be bailed down by Matamba Man. Matamba Man charges to the front line. Still not leveling his borrowed time because he hasn't really been pressured to use it just yet. With his Radiance, he wants to be right in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, he's got... yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see him go this long without skilling it up. But, yeah, like you say, hasn't needed it. Definitely when the team fight happens, you're going to see it get skilled. I feel like you just want to almost preemptively get it at some point, but...
Just in case something bad happens. They are going to backdoor the top tower. DM, meanwhile, is cutting creep waves everywhere he goes, and FN is trying to pressure a tower of his own, see if he can trade off the off-lane tier 1s. But on this side of the map, they are very far away from Roshan, and Secret recognized that. With all of this team fighting presence, they can do Rosh super fast.
Yeah, this is important, I think. Right now, the pace of the game really is suiting Prodigy.
Oh, they're going to be here too late.
Yeah, it does look like it. It's going to be a Morph with an Aegis. They still might fight it. There's no E-Blade yet.
They're going to quickly pick off Puppy. Finally, Roshan does go down. It's going to be 4 versus 5, but with the extra life of the Aegis on Nisha. Matamba Man, he's going to be bumped back. Nice flame break from DM, but DM goes to the high ground, immediately met by a Primal Roar, and maybe saved, but no, the Firefly, it runs out, and he's stuck on the high ground where he will fall. Nisha, he pushes forward with his Aegis, seeing an opportunity, will be able to kill Save. 2 dead on the side of Virtus.Pro.Prodigy, and they did get the Aegis on Secret. Buyback from Puppy, but one that doesn't cost that much.
Yeah, unfortunately, Puppy's still lacking the Spirit Vessel charges, but a really good call from Secret to take that Roche, knowing Prodigy were out of position on the other side of the map, and I think also recognizing the pace of this game was very Prodigy favored. They're just continuing to free farm this Troll. Secret's hit their mid-game item time. It's time to go. It's time to take towers, take fights. The E-Blade's coming out. Secret ideally want to be trying to get really far ahead in this next 5 minutes with this Aegis E-Blade.
Yeah, what a world of difference between Secret and Virtus.Pro.Prodigy, and when they kind of hit their timings. Secret hit their timings, they immediately 5-man up and just run at you. And force a lot of towers. They're going to go for Matamba Man here. Epileptic Kid takes a lot of damage from that E-Blade. Now he's going to be controlled up. Managed to get off his ultimate. His Nisha waveforms in. Trying to go for the kill. Now he's going to be lassoed. Now he's going to be Fiend's Grip. Everything to be able to bring down Nisha. But he still has some tankiness, and he still has that Aegis as well. Epileptic Kid was bumped back into the rest of Secret. Matamba Man's going to try and chase him down, but will be saved by an Aphotic Shield defensively from Save. Secret, they lose their Aegis, but will go back for that tier 2 tower. And they will call it a day. Yep. Backing up and working their way through the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, I think they've still got a really big edge for the next at least minute or so with all these VP.Prodigy ultimates on cooldown, so probably see them continue to look to fight, take objectives. They may run into DM bottom. He's kind of elusive with this high movement speed of his, but it does look like they instead are going to swing back mid. FN completes a BKB on Dragonite, so Prodigy themselves, other than the Troll, everyone going for these very early game tempo items to try and allow Troll to keep on farming and play for that big late game item timing of his.
This Aghanim Scepter is going to be done soon for Yapzor, and that will start being a big problem for Epileptic Kid. Hell, it'll be a problem for Virtus.Pro.Prodigy as a whole. They don't have a good way to get on top of this sniper.
Opting for the BKB as his next item, not the Satanic. I think there's just probably a few too many things that can ruin his game that he wants the BKB for. The Morphling E-Blade, I think, probably a big part of that as well.
I like Zai's build-up, by the way. Just the Necro one to farm, then gets a Medallion to take Roshan, which they did. Now he's going to get the Vlads for the Morphling.
Yeah, I think it's going to be his job to be that supportive utility offlaner. Get whatever items, like he's going to look, okay, what item just allows my Morphling and Abba to be as strong as possible in these fights, and Aura is just going to be the name of the game. Vlad's for both Abba and Morphling is really nice. Might even see him go for like a Solar Crest next upgrade to put that on the Morphling as well.
So despite taking more towers, Secret is only very slightly ahead in net worth. Seeing that and seeing the top 2 net worth be the Troll and the Dragonite by pretty large leads, you okay with this pace of the game? As we're going to watch DM get picked off. He was kind of corralled in. The shotgun should finish him off.
I think it's pretty even right now. Like I think Secret's recovered from a slightly poor laning stage, particularly Zai's game, and Prodigy's got themselves in a position where Trolls had a free farm game. The game's going at a slow pace. He's going to get farmed, but Secret have their own answers in the late game. So I think, like, to me right now, this game is still 50-50. It's wide open for either team to take control of it, which isn't going to happen because no one has Aegis. There's not really any big team fights brewing just yet, although that could theoretically change. Okay,
this is no, okay, they got the blink before the strength morph went off, so Nisha is stunned up. Fiend's Grip now, they're going to be able to chain that stun, and he's just dead. Woo, Virtus.Prodigy, they just found themselves another very opportune pickoff on Nisha, and they're going to look for a little bit more. FN just pushing forward, seeing if they find anybody to blink stun. Sadly,
can they kill Matu?
Maybe.
He's got ultimate, but they may just be able to kill him through that.
Yeah, they're going to try anyway. He's going to pop his ultimate now and try and run away, but I think they just keep chasing him, especially with the Nightmare slowing him down. They're going to blow the lasso to make sure he can't get off another Aphotic Shield. And now it's Virtus.Prodigy who have the opportunity to take that mid tower.
Yeah, Prodigy are just waiting for their moments where Secret slightly misstep. Nisha, it's a hard game to play when you haven't really got anyone on your team to cancel Fiend Script. Like, if Abba's not with you, you're so exposed this game. It's just a Beastmaster Roar, and I think that's maybe one of Secret's bigger issues going late game is just going to be that lack of disable. This Ag Sniper is going to help giving them that like insta long range stun, but it's kind of hard because for YapzOr, he wants to initiate fights with Assassinate, but he also maybe needs to hold it and save it for the Bane as well. Anytime Assassinate's used, you got to expect that Bane's going to be like, okay, I've got like a small 10-second window to Fiend's Grip whoever the hell I want.
Right. Gem's going to be picked up by Ainz, so that's usually a sign that people are feeling pretty good about their team fighting capabilities, that they're ready to take over the map. That's how I usually see it anyway, because it's such a loss if you do get picked off and give away that gem. So good way to be able to start taking some map control. DM does die in the top lane, though.
He gets found. That was a Roar committed. No Roshan for some time, and definitely one of those heroes that dying for bad if he's pushing out lanes isn't a big deal if there's no like Roshan or something that for Secret to do to take advantage of the downtime, which right now is very much the case. But it hasn't been an easy game for him. Much like Zai's had a rough on DM 1 and 5. He's died a lot more, and well, getting a bit more farm than Zai has found himself hunted by Secret continually. And Puppey queuing up a halberd as well. He is farmed. They're going to have multiple halberds. They're all itemizing. I mean, I guess that's what you do when you see the opponents playing this 4-predict-1 style, is you get the item that makes their game the worst. And Troll does not like being disarmed at all. He's just going to have... Doesn't go for the BKB. He had it queued up, has the Satanic now, so going all in on the status resist. It's going to make the Roar and all these other things. The halberds just last nowhere near as long, so it's a really nice pickup.
I'm sitting there like, man, why can't I have items too? Everybody in the game is farmed, except for him, taking the true position 6 role. Of course, what he is lacking, the Epileptic Kid carry of the Troll, certainly makes up for that, as he is a step ahead of both Matumba Man and the Morphling, and almost has his Satanic, so status resistance galore.
Yeah. Bane's probably just feeling a little jealous his team didn't get a Philosopher's Stone. Meanwhile,
FN, he's got that gem. He's going to pop his BKB. Ainz going to be the target here, but they do have the Primal Roar to be able to stop his TP out. Now, the rest of his team is on the way, and they actually Fiend's Gripped up Zai. No damage came out, so he was able to blink away on the DK.
Yeah, very slight misstep there not to do any damage during that Roar. They thought they had him caught, but FN just like, okay, I'll just blink out with the BKB. Secret going to back off, hope for an early Roche respawn, which isn't going to happen, and Prodigy do have to commit their BKB on DK to stay alive, which is going to limit their ability to defend this top tier 2 tower. They're probably not looking to fight for another 30 seconds here. But when they do fight, level 3 DK ultimate, they are going to be pretty damn strong once again.
Yeah, and he's closing in on an AC, which will make the Troll even more ferocious. Yep. Speaking of the Troll, he's going to be working on Basher and Abyssal next. So,
yeah, he's going to be a beast in these team fights. Should be able to survive through anything and then pop Satanic if he gets low. He just needs to be able to lock people and control them now. So this Abyssal, it's kind of going to be his, I think, biggest power spike. But even in the late game, he probably is the strongest carry in this game.
Troll shows bottom, TP's mid. Now he's going to show mid while the rest of the team is smoked around him. Ein, he's going to have his smoke broken by a Morphling that was just out of range of vision. It's nighttime right now, so everyone's a little bit inhibited by that. They're going to find Ein out of position here as they were trying to chase away the Hawk. The Force Staff's going to come out. Can Ein actually get away? It looks like he may be good here as he limps away from the battlefield, but they are stuck on a low ground right now with Epileptic Kid in some trouble. Primal Roar goes out. Aphotic Shield gets off the ultimate just in time. Epileptic Kid is going to be forced to chase Secret, though. Stunned off by the Centaur. Not really life-stealing that much. Now a Nightmare's going to go out onto him. They're going to try and blow him up with the Aphotic Shield combination. They do manage to do so, and FN, his TP, he's not going to make it out either. A big win for Secret as they take out 2 cores. An Assassination is going to find Save, as he will very likely go down to Nisha here as well. 3 kills for Secret, and right next to a Roshan pit too.
Fighting under a ward, it's a whole lot easier to fight when you have vision. They had the high ground vision as well as the ward in the river. They saw absolutely everything, and Bane just, I guess he thought Secret wasn't around because he just ran. He was in the front lines against an Ag sniper, so it's one of those spells you're just not really going to be able to reliably Nightmare dodge and avoid and assassinate. So he kind of sets his team up for failure there. The Force Staff is on cooldown because it had to be used to save the Bane, which means the Troll is then out of position as a result of Ein, and Ein just couldn't find an opportunity to help. Well, he tries to save his Troll there, but the Troll couldn't find a good opportunity to get his Satanic off, get any good life still going. And VP.Prodigy get heavily outplayed.
Just a nice read by Secret too, playing so aggressively around that high ground.
DM narrowly escaping a roar from Zai. Actually still in trouble.
He's still going to be caught.
Oh, the Hawk. He didn't realize. He thought it was in fog.
Yeah, and I think his Firefly was wearing out as well.
Yeah, doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so he didn't really have too many options there. Secret just finding these key pickoffs and playing really well. The Ags on the Sniper has been the game changer for them. Ever since that's been picked up, they've just been able to actually make some plays, have a more reliable stun to play around. The Beastmaster, he's got a Blink now, so he can kind of be also a much more reliable stun with that Blink Roar. Up until now, he's just had to kind of walk in and hope that somebody plays too aggressive to get his Roar off. So very different looking game for Secret all of a sudden.
Secret now up by 6K net worth. It's 15-10 at 31 minutes. And Matumba Man, he is fearless. He's also working on Assault Cuirass, and he'll have it pretty soon. And as you could see, with nobody around him, he was still willing to charge at VP.Prodigy. Golem will reveal where some of Prodigy is right now, and Changer's just kind of grabbing some of these creeps and throwing them out there just to see what information they can get.
I'm a little surprised to see DM not going back for a Blink Dagger on Batrider. I feel like we're seeing a lot of these more team-oriented items. Hold that thought.
Puppy, he's going to be initiated on here. They'd like to get more out of this one. Matumba Man, he's actually ready to take a fight. They're going to try and bail out Puppy as best as possible here, and Puppy is not dying so easily. Finally, it does go down to the Troll. Troll is silenced, though, from that of borrowed time, but they do manage to get off. No, he didn't get off his ultimate. He was stuck there. I thought he had a moment there where he was going to be able to activate it, but no, just between the chain silences and stuns, he falls.
Just so many things to kite this Troll. Puppy stays alive for so long with the Insta Halberd. He also just gets an insane amount of heal from the level 15 Talon as well on Enchantress, so it just took too long to kill him.
And Curse of Avernus is really troublesome for the Troll. The fact that somebody is willing to man-fight him, because he's an Abaddon and he has a Heaven's Halberd. And then on top of that, that same person is able to silence him as he just man-fights him. Something that they're going to need to play around a little bit better.
Does look like Secret just going to use the Troll being dead as an opportunity to take a melee racks here. Nisha, with an Aegis still on the front lines, very hard target to go on. Has a Lincoln Sphere as well, so he's just a very difficult initiation for DK or for Batrider, who doesn't have a blink. I always love Lincoln Sphere against DK because he just has, it's a hero that just doesn't really build items that break Lincolns very easily, so often you're relying on your team to break the Lincolns if you ever want to Dragon Tail people.
Well, between the repair kit and the glyph, they were able to keep their melee barracks alive. Yep. Still not a great position for Prodigy to be in. Feels like they really trusted in their late game of the Troll, but are certainly seeing some issues with how he's able to team fight. They need a better way to be able to wrap onto Secret and get to the back line, not go through the Abaddon first.
Yeah, their approach to these team fights, like you're saying, they need to get on top of like the sniper and things. I think the supporting cast of Secret has just been outplaying the hell of Prodigy this game as well. And Abaddon just perfect hero for this game, making it so difficult for Prodigy.
And a simple movement play where Secret, they quickly re-enter into that bottom lane. They're going to keep up this pace. Nisha goes straight for the mid lane while they saw a canceled TP at bottom. They ping that out, and I think that's why they're being so aggressive right now. Nisha's going to keep it going. The repair kit, though, helping that tier 3 along. But the long-range shots, oh, the adaptive strike plus assassination was enough to kill Ein from a 2,000 distance.
Yeah, Bane's game's been kind of ruined by this Axe Sniper. His positioning around that Roche fight when he got picked off under the ward is where things started to really go wrong, but this game's just getting worse and worse for him. He's managed to get a couple nice Fiend script to kill Morphling at different stages, but at this point, he needs to be very careful and stand well back in any kind of a team fight.
Yeah, between the Ethereal Blade and the fact that they have borrowed time on Matumba Man, he's going to make himself a target against the Troll. I'm not sure if MKB is going to solve all these issues. That's what the Troll is currently going for. It almost feels like he kind of has to go all in for something like a Divine. I'm not sure if that would fix the issue either, just because there are so many itemization options for Secret.
Yeah, I think at this point, he'd already gone for 2 defensive items with SMY Satanic, so he didn't want to go for a third one in the BKB, which would have helped his game. It's kind of like you either go BKB or Satanic. At this point, you need a damage item. And
oh, they know. Epileptic Kid. Yep. He's going to be caught almost alone. Now, the Rubik is coming in, but no time to activate his ult.
Well, once again, picked off.
The Mindbreaker on the Abaddon. I was like, what is preventing him? Because he was stunned. And I was like, okay, but what stopped him after that? The Mindbreaker silence mixed with his Curse of Avernus. That's a nice chaining silence he could have. DM is going to be caught outside the base here. I think he was hoping to be able to push out the lanes because Troll does not have a buyback. Limping up into the high ground, but another assassination reigns in, and he does go down. Secret, they have free reign to be able to take whatever they want. There's no tier 2 up, so they can probably just go for Megas because they've got at least 30 seconds.
Yeah. Secret with a second lane of racks, now potentially a third. This should secure the GG. I don't think, if you're Prodigy, you're definitely going to play for that Troll respawn. It feels like Prodigy has not taken a team fight the entire game since Troll's come online. And that's been their undoing. Like, this Troll was meant to be the late game carry here, the answer to the Morphling, but they never put a team fight together around him.
And maybe this is where the fact that they are a junior squad, that a lot of these players don't have as much experience as pretty much everybody on Secret, that they just didn't have the correct read on the game and what the Troll was going to be able to do. Jumping to the back lines, FN trying to go for Zai immediately. Epileptic Kid does manage to get on top of Nisha here. This is kind of what they needed to be able to do, but Zai, he survived long enough to turn around, get off the Primal Roar onto FN. FN goes down. Save's going to fall as well. Dragon Tail stun onto Epileptic Kid. Fortunately, he's able to get off his ultimate, but this is what we're talking about. The Ethereal Blade really limits him, and then the Abaddon makes himself a target and pops his borrowed time. So his entire ultimate is easily canceled by just 2 clicks of a button for Secret.